Hello. Good morning to you all. And I'm looking forward to having this presentation with you. So, the thing we're going to go through today at this Digital Marketing Europe presentation is how to utilize LinkedIn and how we can do this in a better way. So, let's see here if I can get up my presentation. And let's get this presentation started. So we're going to take your strategic use of LinkedIn to the next level. And we are in 21 right now. And the thing I've noticed, and I'm going to tell a little bit more about my background later, or very shortly, is that LinkedIn has become a very, very relevant platform right now for who want to reach companies, who wants to reach business people, influential people, basically people that are in leadership positions and actually can pay us for our services, and also for companies that wants to brand themselves in a professional context. LinkedIn has become a very powerful platform to this. So I'm going to show you the essential steps you need to have in place when you're going to use LinkedIn. So the first thing to start with is, why am I here? So my goal and my vision and the reason why I became an entrepreneur in this field is that I want to help professionals and businesses using LinkedIn smarter. I held a lot of presentations lately, a lot of digital presentations, coachings, consultings. And the thing I always ask is, when I do this presentation about LinkedIn and about strategic use of this, I always ask the audience, because it's a very interesting thing to know, actually, like, who here does not have a clear plan on how to use LinkedIn strategically? Please raise your hand. And in every room that I go to and hold a presentation, it doesn't matter if it's a Fortune 100 company or a small company here close to where I live in Oslo, 90 to 95% of the room, even today, don't have a clear plan and a clear strategy on how to use LinkedIn. This is a big, big problem. And this is something that I want to solve. So I would like to ask this question for you that are here today live, or if you're watching the recording as well. You who don't have a clear plan with how to strategically use LinkedIn, please write a yes in the chat, so I just know that you guys are in the right place and that you're listening to me in the right place as well. It's very interesting to see, actually. So a short introduction about me. Christoffer Bertilsson. I'm from Sweden originally, Oslo right now. And here in Scandinavia, I'm known for by the name Mr. LinkedIn, and there's a reason why they call me this. From digital marketing, I started a digital marketing agency 7 years ago, and I actually sold it in 2017. And I decided to go all in of what today is LinkedIn, which is, we specialize in helping professionals, companies utilize LinkedIn to create new business opportunities or to reach your professional goals. And for the past 6 years, I've been focusing on LinkedIn. I did it both in my digital marketing agency, and now I do it full time in my company. And I've helped thousands of professionals, hundreds of companies to utilize LinkedIn. And I usually say that I've nearly done this for too long now, but I'm still just as inspired, and I love doing this. And this is the thing that I do day to day, and this is the thing that I live. So hopefully I know something about it at least. So how I got into LinkedIn as well was when we were running our digital marketing agency back in the day. So I basically decided to go out and become an entrepreneur, leave my job. And I was doing this together with another business partner. And at the time, I quit my job, so I had to basically bring in money and bring in clients to have food on the table and to be able to eat. So the thing we did at that time, we actually cold called businesses, and we even went up and knocked on doors. And for you who has done or knocked on doors, you know it's a very painful experience. It's not nice. And basically the people don't know anything about you, anything about your company. They don't have a relationship to you. And we actually did hundreds of cold calls and nearly 100 knock on doors. We got one client, and this client was desperate because we needed clients and I needed food on my table. Like, I just jumped out and started my entrepreneurial life. At that time we realized, right, we got to do something new. And the companies we wanted to work with was B2B companies here in Norway, and that were doing basically printing services for other B2B companies. We wanted to focus on niche. And then we thought, all right, which platform is good to reach these B2B companies? And then we came over LinkedIn. It was a little bit of pure luck. But then we started to utilize LinkedIn. We did a lot of, we had a lot of failures, and those failures, of course, I don't want you to do the same. I want to teach you how to not do the same failures. And then we started to get results, and we got into big like B2B businesses here in Norway, like Svea Finans, Microsoft, actually, Bisnode, and other B2B companies, other agencies. And we were young, like 24, 25 year old entrepreneurs. And we won over bigger agencies because of our approach. We're so professional and so different. And then I realized, okay, this is something very powerful. So I started to teach that to others. And like I told you before, in 2017, I decided to sell that digital marketing agency and go all in on that company that is Linkit today. And I live in Oslo. I'm based Christoffer. So this is some of the companies we have worked with, Scandinavia, some of the biggest ones, and also international companies as well. Okay, so to the most important part today, what will you learn today? The first thing is the correct way to optimize your personal LinkedIn profile and why this matters the most, and also how to think about this in a team context and in a company context, and why your personal profiles is the most important asset you have when it comes to LinkedIn marketing and when we're going to build employer branding. And then also how to use and how you can use LinkedIn to leverage your business network, and also how to leverage this as a team. And the secret about how to get good organic reach on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn you can get very good organic reach, but you got to use it in a specific way, and you got to understand the algorithms around LinkedIn and the algorithms around organic reach as well. Thought we were going to go through today. Hopefully that's okay for you. If it is, just write something in the chat so I know I'm on the right track. So I would also like to start today with an introduction to LinkedIn. So what kind of a platform is LinkedIn, and how should we think around it? Is it just a professional digital CV platform, or can we actually do much more with it? And the first thing is, of course, why should we focus on LinkedIn right now? We're in 2021. And then, yeah, LinkedIn has been around for a long time, since 2002, 2003. And the thing is with LinkedIn, it's gone through a lot of, and it has changed a lot since. It's actually the oldest social media platform we have right now, the big 5 or the big 10 social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. And LinkedIn is actually the oldest one. But the thing with LinkedIn is it's gone through a lot of designs. And in the ending of 2016, in the beginning of 2017, something very interesting happened. So a big tech giant decided to buy LinkedIn, and this was Microsoft. And they actually did a very strategically good move, I think. Since then, LinkedIn has changed a lot. So they changed their design. They actually opened up for organic reach. And I usually say that LinkedIn has finally found itself and what kind of platform it should be and how you should use it. So since 2017, a lot of things has happened on LinkedIn. And that's why it's more relevant than ever, because LinkedIn is like Facebook was back in 2012, 2013, because LinkedIn has just basically had its early years of good where you actually can use it in the right way. So that's the thing. LinkedIn is a lot in popularity. And last year, it's grown with 100 million users. gotten the most this last year. And LinkedIn also has most trust of all social media platforms. So here is a questionnaire they did in Business Insider. So they asked their readers, like, which platform do you trust the most? Which platform has content and which platform has the least annoying ads? And LinkedIn came very high up on all of these, and low on, of course. And then they asked, which platform are you most inclined to share content on? And LinkedIn came pretty low down. And this is the thing, this is the next point as well. LinkedIn has very little competition right now. So there is 750 million users on LinkedIn right now. And only 3 million share content actively on a weekly basis. This is less than 1%. This means that we have opportunity to take a position on LinkedIn. And it will grow a lot in the future. So the last year, LinkedIn has grown the most I've done. So it will probably continue like this. And so that's why you're exactly in the right to focus on LinkedIn and to jump in on it. So the key to utilizing LinkedIn in the best way right now is personal network. So we use LinkedIn to develop our personal network. And this is the thing, when LinkedIn was created back in the days, in 2002, 2003, it was created to connect professionals and make them more efficient. And this is still the same thing on LinkedIn. And actually not to get followers to our company page. I'm going to show you a model soon on how you should think around this. But your personal network and your team's personal networks is where you're going to get most out of LinkedIn. This is the key to using LinkedIn optimally. I'm not saying don't have a company page. Have a company page, but don't focus on your company page. Focus on employer branding and personal profiles. You're going to get a lot more out of LinkedIn that way. And this is what I'm going to build this masterclass on. So LinkedIn worldwide, there are 740 plus million users, 750, maybe even 760 right now. This statistic is a couple of weeks old. So 80% wants to connect and businesses on LinkedIn. So we are in an open mindset on LinkedIn. So actually people want to connect with you. The key is to do it in the right way, to always have a relationship-oriented way of doing things, network-oriented way of doing things. Then a lot of things are going to open up on LinkedIn. And the average size of the user's network is 400 connections globally. So this means the people that use LinkedIn are influential people, career-oriented people who are in leadership positions usually. So it's very valuable to be seen on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is the most powerful social media platform for B2B companies. I say this, I've tried all different types of platforms, and I still go back to LinkedIn because I know LinkedIn is a very valuable activity and it's a very valuable platform. The key to using it is we got to think in a different way. That's the only thing. And when we know this, it's the most powerful one. And the reason of this is because LinkedIn is built on 3 degrees of connection. So if your first degree of connections, this is the people you add or the people who has added you. And then you have your second degree connection. It's where LinkedIn becomes valuable, because when you add somebody, you get access to their network. So I had a client not so long ago. We wanted to basically build a very powerful brand in the lawyer space here in Oslo. And we thought, okay, who can we reach that has a lot of influence in this lawyer space? And there is a university professor that basically has done this for 20 years, and he has around 5,000 students and lawyers that has gone through his university. So when we added this professor and actually started a cooperation with him, we could actually 5,000 people in this network. And this is the power with network building on LinkedIn. Every time you add somebody to your network, you get access to their network. And this even increases exponentially when you are a team and when you have more people in your team. And then you have your third degree connections, and this is the people outside of your network. So the more people you add, the larger your reach, you will have. So this is how we should think and use LinkedIn strategically. So this is on how to use it for a team and how you can take this strategic thought further on. So let's say we have a team of 10 people. We have a LinkedIn company page with 1,000 followers. So then we have actually put in some effort into the company page. So our potential reach is 1,000 here. And let's say we have 10 employees and 10 people in our team. So it's 400 connection. We just take the general number for every employee. So in the first degree network, we have a potential reach of 4,000 already. So it's 4 times our company page. But when we put on our second degree network, which is our potential reach on LinkedIn, it's 1.6 million. So it's exponentially bigger. And this is where the value in personal networks are on LinkedIn and how we should use them. And this is also called employer branding. And this is how employer branding becomes very powerful with LinkedIn. And we're going to build this workshop and this masterclass on this. So LinkedIn Premium, I just want to quickly go around this. You don't need it. Everything we're going to go through today, you can use a LinkedIn account and get very good results. But there is some benefits with LinkedIn Premium when it comes to networking. The first thing is you can see everybody that has visited your profile. So if you get a lot of visits, you can see all these people. The second is you have emails to your third degree contacts. So this is people that are outside of your network. But if you continuously build your first degree network, you will get access to those people you want to access. You also have more search criteria in Sales Navigator, but you can use research functionalities and get very good and very segmented searches as well. It's just in specific niches, it could be good to have the premium account. Do you need it? Everything we're going to go through, you just need a free account. I haven't used premium in years, and I've gotten pretty good on LinkedIn. So I would recommend to start with a free account, and when you get results, think about investing in a premium account. Or if you need specific functionalities with the premium account, then you can do this. So this is the 5-step methodology for your LinkedIn success. This is the masterclass we're going to go through today. So is your focus. The second is your LinkedIn profile and your personal profiles for your team. The third is finding the right people and how we use the search functionalities on LinkedIn in the right way. The fourth is building your network and how you can build your team's network. And the fifth and the last one is marketing and engagement. So we are at Digital Marketing Europe conference basically right now. Of course, it's about marketing in the blood. So if I had a choice, I would like to go straight to point number 5. But we have to have the other parts in place to be able to do point number 5 in the most effective way. Because if we don't have a clear focus, we won't even market to the right people. If we don't have a good LinkedIn profiles and our personal profiles are sharpened, then we would, like, all the visibility would just not be used in the most effective way. If we don't have the right people in our network, we won't even market ourselves to. We need to have all these pieces in place before we can start remarketing. So the first part is your focus. So take a step back and think about, okay, what is our goal with LinkedIn? And how can I tie this up to your company goal, for example? More connections. What kind of connections? Do you want to sell more? Do you want to create thought leadership? And this is the thing, like I told before, less than 1% are basis on LinkedIn in the feed. It could look sometimes like the feed is filled up, but it's actually not. So thought leadership positions. Do you want a new job? That's up your career. So your LinkedIn network is a very powerful asset to use in your company. Do you want to build your network? What kind of a network do you want to build? Do you want to build a network of investors or marketing people? What kind of network? Success factors with LinkedIn. Everything goes back to networking. This is the key to using LinkedIn in the right way. And when we work with marketing, we always need to give value first. And this is the key, right, to succeeding with digital marketing today. We always need to give value first. And you need to consistently build your LinkedIn network. So think about this. If you add 10 new connections a week, that's 4,000 in reach every week. That's 16,000 a month. So in 10 months, you will have reached 160,000. And adding 10 connections goes very, very quick if you do it the right way. And the last part is you must have focus on who you're going to target on LinkedIn. And this is the most important part. Is your target audience. Who do you actually want to reach on LinkedIn? Is it, like I told you before, investors, marketing people, lawyers? Who is your target market? And the things to know is title, and also your niche or industry. When you know these parts, you will have a very good target profile on LinkedIn. And the second step is your LinkedIn profile. This goes for your team as well. You got to have good profiles in place, because your personal LinkedIn profiles is basically the first thing they're gonna see on it. And this is the same thing for your company. More and more CEOs that I meet that actually go into the company page and check up on the personal profiles to see how professional this company is. It's very important that we have good personal profiles. It's basically optimizing your personal profile for maximum results. And the goal here is to structure your profile for maximum lead generation and engagement. And there is actually a functionality on LinkedIn where you're updating your network when you change your profile. You've probably seen somebody who has changed job a couple of times in the same day. I actually did this back in the day when I started out with LinkedIn. And it's because this functionality. So you go down to experiences and you choose not to update your network with the changes you do on your profile. And then you're going to not do that mistake, basically. So the headline. This is the first part of your, and maybe the most important part as well, because this is the thing that's going to create the interest for you and your company. So the formula is basically job title in company. I help market/segment with end benefit. And the thing we usually have in our headline is just job title in company. This is the most typical one I see on LinkedIn. And this is a boring one. We don't tell them what we can do. We don't. Of course, this is one way of writing it. This is a very easy formula. You can, of course, write it in different ways. But for example, in my case, CEO in LinkedIn, I help professionals utilize LinkedIn better to reach their professional goal, for example. So just by I create interest for myself and for my company. So use your headline strategically. And here we have some examples. These are Norwegian, but we have one English one. So Johnny Dahl, Vice President at Caribbean OS, assists clients in realizing business benefits. And the next part is your profile picture. And I usually get this a lot. People on my courses, they always tell me, Chris, I know about this. I know about my personal profile picture. Then I ask, okay, let me see your profile picture. And usually it's not the best. It's not optimized. It's best as well. And it's not used in the best way. So think about this. Use a professional photographer, even if you pay a couple of €100, it's worth it because a professional picture on LinkedIn makes a big difference. So the first tip is, of course, when you use a picture, it makes you more visible and you will get more visitors. And the thing is, on LinkedIn, they added this new feature. They basically hide your picture. I to your profile, edit profile, and open up your picture to everyone. Do that right now and check that you've done this. If you have not done this, then people that are outside your network, it's going to look like you don't have a profile picture. And this is like the worst thing you can do on LinkedIn, actually, because it looks like you haven't even added that to your profile. It looks very unprofessional. So open that up so it's official. Your picture must fit into a professional context, of course. Don't be too formal or silly. Find a middle ground and also something that is authentic to who you are professionally and who you want to be portrayed as. So the next, and here we also have, this is actually the second worst picture that I've seen on LinkedIn. And this is actually a friend of mine. I call him Freddie. Asked me a while back, like, Chris, so he basically he worked in the military. He wanted to get out and start his own consulting firm. And in this wanted to help tech companies with military strategy. Military strategy is like the most powerful I've ever seen or ever read about. And he basically wanted to help startups here in Oslo with this. So he asked me, okay, what is your best tips? And I told Freddie, okay, let's look at your LinkedIn profile. The thing I saw was this fantastic view. And I told Freddie, the first thing I said was, Freddie, please, I got to use this in my courses and workshops and seminars. This is too good to be true, as an example. He said yes. So just based on the profile picture, who would you like to do business with? Freddie on the left side or Freddie on the right side? You choose. So this first impression makes a big difference. Of course, you can show your personality with the help of content when you meet and when you build it. But the first impression should be professional, or at least authentic and professional to who you want to be. And Freddie on the right side is more of this when it comes to business, and especially the thing you want to do, military strategy for startup and tech companies. So your profile picture, think about this. The next part is your summary. So the thing you would like to do here is basically write, develop on what you promised in your headline, and also think about it like a landing page. So I usually say this, you have 20 seconds when somebody lands on your profile. And in these 20 seconds, you want them to understand what you're doing, be able to put you in a box in their head so they know exactly what you can do for the future, because then you can use omnipresence and thought leadership to build very high relevance. But basically, and you want to use your summary. So very simple, what you promised in your headline. Agitate the problem, build out the vision, points. It's basically copywriting here. And also you could use a referral customer or partner and add this to your summary, because this is at the top of your profile. Add it here. And then also link to your website or blog, and also use special symbols to showcase bullets in your text. And the thing I'm talking about here is emojis. Use emojis. So we have Emojipedia, for example, where we can find emojis that fits into context, because this makes the text easier to consume, and also always make the text for mobile phone, because most of the traffic we're going to get to our profile is on a mobile phone. So try to write very easy text, like way for copywriting. But think about this, make it easy to read, and like I said, you have 20 seconds, so you want to and show them the next step. And this is the next call to action, because it happens to everybody, even the most leader, maybe even for Elon Musk, or I don't know for Elon Musk, but you're surfing on LinkedIn, for example, and time just passes by. You look at the clock, 30 minutes has gone, or 10 minutes has gone, and you're looking on cat videos on Facebook, or you basically and surfing through everybody. So that's why you always want to give a clear next step. Always give them the clear next step. What do you want them to do? Call you, send you an email, go to your landing pages, or do an ebook, for example, a PDF is the next step in your sales process. Add relevant media and content. Now you have a feed section on your profile, and the thing I recommend is adding customer testimonials that you put out as content there, and articles and different things like that. Publications, for example, videos that explain what you can do, link to your web page or your landing page or your funnel or whatever you want. And think about this, if you have a team, and if you can get everybody on your team doing this, it could be a traffic generating machine as well. If they're active, they generate traffic, it gets into your funnel, it becomes very powerful. So the third step is finding, when we have good profiles in place, we got to find the right people on LinkedIn. And this is the key to LinkedIn. You have a very powerful search engine. And here in Sweden, here in Sweden specifically, there is 1 million searches made. So the search engine is used a lot. And this is where prospecting comes in on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, we have 3 tactics to find people. The first one is advanced search, and this is the most powerful one. So basically, to get access to this, you got to make an empty search, and you click on people, and then choose all filters. And here you can add filtering techniques like type, geography, and industry. Those 3 are the most. You can build very specific searches with the help of this. In groups, for example, based on digital marketing. You can also find people in companies. So you can go into, if you go to bigger companies with thousands of employees or hundreds, you can go into this company and search inside of this company for people. For HR, for example, if I want to go to, let's say, Microsoft as an example, and I want to help them with LinkedIn and do a LinkedIn course to get their to utilize employer branding and utilize thought leadership here in Norway. But anyways, if I would like to do that, I search it up and find the HR people or the people that handle. Instead of trying to find these people, cold call them or doing it the other way, you search it up on LinkedIn and find exactly the people you want to work with. And also, bonus tip, join the right groups on LinkedIn. So you can be a member of 100 groups at the same times. And when you join a group, this actually is a second-degree network. So you could easily get access to hundreds or thousands of new potential connections just by joining the right groups. And the next step is connecting and networking. And connecting and networking, now we have found the right people. We have a profile that creates the right kind of impression. So now we got to add these people to our network. This is where we get closer to the marketing part, because when we add people to our network on LinkedIn, this becomes our audience. LinkedIn is very powerful because you can go straight out and add lawyers, for example, to example I had before. If I want to get ultra relevant for lawyers, which we did for a client here in Oslo, I can add all those to my network and then start updating them with content. And if you use the organic reach the right way, you will be in front of these people. So when it comes to networking, is so powerful. And of course, you create new relationships. You build network on LinkedIn. So the key to adding the right people and to building a network on LinkedIn, of course, we got to reach your business goals. But the key here is personal and customized messages. Again, personal and customized messages. If you don't use that, your hit rate is going to go way down. And also use a laptop when you build your network, because they sometimes work, sometimes it doesn't. When you add a person from a search on your mobile phone, it just sends it away without a personal message. Because this is the thing we think. The adds us on LinkedIn is, all right, why does this person add me? So personal and customized messages. And I have 3 criteria I always recommend to have in your customized message to get the best results. The first is personalization, or utilizing the name of the person you're trying to reach, or you want to reach and add to your network and connect with. So the name is usually the best thing we know, because live, so it creates attention of the person. The next one is the context. And context and relevancy is everything on, especially LinkedIn and social media in general. And it's going to be the future as well. So what's the context? The context can be that you saw a content piece of this person. You just came over their profile on LinkedIn, for example. You work in similar industries. Try to find a good context. And the last step, the third step, is a win-win situation. I'm sorry, somebody called me on Facebook. A win-win situation. You always want to bring value. Bring value to what is the most valuable thing you can bring to somebody on LinkedIn? Your network. Bring your network to people. And you can always bring value as value, and your network is the most your network is basically the most valuable thing you have, but then you can also bring value. And if you want to reach a person and get very relevant to this person, the thing you can do is go into their profile on one of their posts, if they posted something, for example. And then in the connection request, you mention this. I post, and I thought it was very interesting. I would like to add you to my LinkedIn network and add you and share our networks here on LinkedIn. Or I would like to add you to my LinkedIn network and share our networks as well. If you want to do that, use network 2 times. But that's a very valuable way of getting attention, because you basically commented on their post and it's going to be very relevant. A very powerful way to do this. So that's how we can build our network in a powerful way. But in general, use personalization of the name of the person, context, and value in a win-win situation. And your network on LinkedIn is always valuable. So I even give this example for a student. For a student, they don't have any experience in anything else. Maybe they think they don't have anything else to add. They always have a network of other students, and this is very, very valuable to a company. Always, your LinkedIn network is always valuable to somebody else because they get access to that. All right, so the last step is marketing and engagement. And this is my favorite step. And like I told you before, I'm a marketer to the blood. But we got to have all these pieces in place, because if you don't have the right network, visible to right people, if you don't have a good personal profile, right first impression. So if you don't have a focus, you even know who you're reaching. If you don't use search, you won't even be able to find the right. That's why we got to have all these steps in place. And I recommend, if you have a team, get this presentation to your team, to everybody on your team, so they understand this and how to utilize personal profiles on LinkedIn. Marketing and engagement. This is what has opened up lately on LinkedIn, and it's very powerful. And the most typical thing we meet is this: you're not sure on how to communicate to create the right impression on LinkedIn, what to post. All of us have a lot of experience and knowledge here. You have a lot of experience and knowledge. Share your knowledge with your network. And the thing with LinkedIn, this is very interesting. Personal content is the thing that works the best. The people that we work with and build thought leadership with, powerful personal brands with, the ones that does it the best is the one that can be personal. And we have something I call, and let me tell you a story. So for a little over a year before Corona, 1.5 years ago, I was going to go to south of Sweden, do a presentation there for a business network. And I have a friend here locally in Oslo who has a video company. And I got inspired by Gary Vaynerchuk. And the thing Gary Vaynerchuk does is he does vlogs, right? Where somebody follows him and records him for a whole day. So I asked my friend, John, would you like to come with me to Sweden and south of Sweden and film me and do a vlog, basically? I pay you for it, of course, and we'll have a good time. You're going to get inspired by the seminar and such and such. I said yes, and he followed me the whole way. And I remember, so the flight was in the evening, and it was actually delayed. So I didn't go to, we didn't land, because you got to land to Copenhagen and then you take the bridge. The presentation. I remember we landed at 3:00 in the night and usually take a train over. We had to take a cab instead because it was too late for the train, and it's like 3 hours where it doesn't go. 5:00, we were at the hotel in Malmö. I had the presentation at 8:00 in the morning, so I got very little sleep, and it was kind of a new situation as well with the camera and everything. But anyways, it went well. And we spent a couple of hours, I think 5 hours filming, and he spent 10 hours, 20 hours to cut it together. It's actually a lot of work behind the scenes. And we got it out a couple of weeks later, and we got some engagement. When I put out content on LinkedIn is usually how many new projects I get, how many new workshops, how many new consulting projects we get through it. And we got some of that through that post. But the next week, I was here at our office in Oslo with my colleague Jala. We had just finished a big project, and I was very, very proud of us. It was basically a digital course platform for job searchers, how they can use LinkedIn to find a dream job. And the thing I did was I took my phone, I took a selfie of us, and I wrote a short text with the photo about how grateful I was, a little bit about our project. And it took me 10 to 15 minutes to create this post. And this post got 4 times the engagement than the last post we spent time and money into. And the most surprising part was we got more based on our KPIs results with that post. It took me 10 to 15 minutes to create with my colleagues. So I got more projects, more workshops, coaching and consulting clients through that. And this is where documenting comes in. So documenting is basically, like it sounds, documenting your professional life. So what are you doing? Or on a seminar, or you're on a workshop, take a picture of it, a selfie picture. For example, if I were in your situation and this presentation is valuable, you can take a selfie, post it on LinkedIn. You could tag me, for example, and there you have a documenting content archetype. So this is one of the easiest content archetypes to start with, and it's a very low threshold. It's always relevant, and your profile does the rest of the job for you as well. So remember that. So that's how you can post valuable content on LinkedIn. One is when you're active to your network, you become an authority in your field and in the field of your network. Build your personal brand and also the company brand, because when you build your personal brands and employer brands, your company brands is getting built as well. Have the most relevant content. So we have 7 content archetypes that I talk with when we talk about content marketing, but one of them is documenting, and it's very relevant content, and it creates for you. So the key is to engage with your network. Post and update weekly, every week. And this is the thing with LinkedIn as well. Content lives for a long time on LinkedIn because the organic reach is so good. So the reach on LinkedIn spreads through. So if I comment your post, for example, it spreads through my network. And if somebody likes your post from my network, it spreads to their network. And that's how the reach works on LinkedIn. And that's why engage comments on your post is so powerful. So basically, LinkedIn has a point system. A like is 1 point, a reaction 1.5, and a comment is 2 points. But comments are the most valuable because you can start a discussion. And the more points you have, the more reach you're going to have. And the earliest time is the most important part. So this is the key to keep yourself visible to your network. Tag others in your update for relevant to this post. Use content that is important and relevant to your network. So we have 7 content archetypes when we talk about this, and also 5 content types. But documenting is a very easy way to do it. But you also don't need to create your own content. You can use other and share that. You don't need to create your own content. But of course, the best thing is to create your own content. So the reach on LinkedIn right now is very good compared to other social media channels. The organic reach for personal updates are really good, but it has gone down. This will not last long. This has gone down 4 times. Started in 2017 actually, and in 2018 it peaked. So my goal was to get 1 million views on LinkedIn. I got 980 on a post in 2018, and I'm never going to reach 1 million views in Scandinavia, so it was very valuable. But still, the reach is very, very good on LinkedIn. You also get analytics on who sees the profile, what title they have, what geography, and what company. The key is to get people to engage with the content. That's how you succeed, and comments is the most valuable in the algorithms right now. And I have a challenge for you. I would like to end this presentation. Try using documenting and post an update on LinkedIn. And if this, like, one tip is to take a picture of this presentation and post it on LinkedIn, for example, if it was valuable for you. And the key is to start doing it and just taking the first step, because now you have competency you need. Now it's just about implementing and getting over that threshold. And it's very easy to do. So the thing we have gone through is the 5 steps to your LinkedIn success. goes for your team as well. So the first one is your focus. The second one is your personal profile, your first impression. The third is finding the right people. The fourth is building your network. And the fifth and the last is marketing and organic reach. And I also ended up with that challenge for you. So thank you very much for. So we're going to open up. If you have any questions, just ask them in the Q&A and I'm going to answer in the best way. Let's see. Anders asked, Navid said right one. Yeah, exactly. That's the first professional impression, right? So Anders asked, for building one's network on an ongoing basis, is using LinkedIn's recommended contacts a good way to work? And should one always accept invitations? Very good questions, Anders. So to use the recommended context, it's based on LinkedIn's algorithms, and it's not efficient right now, but it's still, if the recommended connections are valuable to you, the thing is, it just sends away that connection request without a personal message. So I would recommend, if it is somebody that is close to your network, because the best way is searching it up and just taking control of that process instead and be able to send personal messages each time. If you click on your recommended network, you need to go into their profile to send a personal message. So I would rather do it that way. But LinkedIn can help you to find these people in your recommended list and go into their profile and you send a personal message. That's the best way to do it. But it's much more powerful to use the search in that way. And should one always accept invitations? So this is also, it's based on the person that is connecting with you is relevant to you, of course. In my case, the most relevant market for me is Scandinavia. So if somebody is on the other side of the world, if we have been on a conference like this, for example, together, it could be relevant, but usually it's not. So then I don't accept that. But the thing is also, don't just think about the person that is connecting with you. Also, the person network could be valuable. So the person could be not relevant, but the network could have somebody that is relevant. And I recommend to have it an open mindset a little bit. But if it's very, very irrelevant, if it's a spam profile, for example, one of the things with spam profiles, usually they don't have a big network, they're not filled out. So go into their profile and check it out if you're suspicious, and then you don't accept it, basically. What are the 8? So very good questions. Hopefully that I answered that. What are the 8 content archetypes you mentioned? So to mention it quick, I actually have a workshop on this, and it takes a couple of hours to go through this, how it works, how you should think about it. But the first one is results and case studies of your clients. The second one is documenting the. The third is storytelling and learnings from your professional. Fourth is value and expertise. This is the normal information content. The fifth one is and threads that you start up now. The sixth one is broadcasting, and the seventh one is even and call to actions. So those are the 7 content types. You're interested around it. Of course, I could go deep each one of them. We could add each other on LinkedIn and talk about that also if you want. I know you're a speaker in this conference as well. So do you have any more questions? So we have around a minute left. Use me as much as I'll try answering as good as I can, of course, based on your question. All right, it looks like we don't have any more questions. Thank you very much. If you want to learn more, of course, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Search up Christoffer Bertilsson. Here's my profile. So search me up. I post content in Swedish though, because Scandinavia market. But of course, we could connect and talk more if you want more tips. If you want help me or with personal coaching for yourself, I'm open to that as well. I'm very inspired by that. If you want to know more about that, you could just connect with me. Thank you very much. I'll see you around. I'm looking forward to more valuable presentation on this conference. I know there's very, very good people here. And I'll see you on LinkedIn. Take care. Bye.